So as we roll on here, we do have a special guest in the studio, Gyasi. There he is right there. Wave to the crowd. You are streaming out right now. They're seeing you worldwide, my brother.
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing good, man.
Everything, yeah.
So I just wanted to invite you on our show. Like I was saying to you before we started that I saw you first at that night. I guess it was maybe a couple months back now. The night of Steel Pulse, when Steel Pulse was blessed in St. Croix.
Yeah.
You were on the stage first, early around 6:30, maybe 7ish in there, and I was just kind of rolling through the crowd there, and I saw you, and you were doing the guitar thing, and you kind of reminded me as I was passing through like BB King,
Wow.
and just kind of kept going. But I wanted to definitely get you on the show. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you've been doing. The flyer on Facebook, I don't know if you saw it. It said the man and the guitar.
Yeah.
So there's some connection there. So tell us how you got hooked up in this whole thing, man.
I mean, first off, I want to thank you guys both for inviting me here.
Yes, I.
But music has been something that's been a part of me from since as long as I can remember. I went to the Good Hope School when it was originally in West, so
Yes.
I had band from since I was in kindergarten.
Yes, I.
And then I was at Good Hope up until 8th grade. Then I went to Complex for 9th grade, and I had band all 4 years. So I've always been within music. I want to say around my 10th grade year, I started playing the bass guitar, and then I was in a band called Crucian Time. And then after that, it was
around what year was this?
this is 2000. What year I graduated? 2009. I graduated from high school, so that's 2006.
Okay.
2006 is when I started playing the bass guitar.
Okay.
And I was in a band called the Crucian Time. We used to play around like Jump Up and little bars here and there around the place. And then switched from that band to a band called Prodigy Black, and then the Elite Band.
Okay.
All right. So and then after the Elite Band, I went to college in 2009, and I mean, not being able to play band was really boring for me. So I decided to start writing my own songs, and then it became easier for me to write on a guitar rather than a bass guitar.
Okay.
So I picked up the guitar after about 3 years of that. Then I was confident enough to play in front of people.
So you taught yourself?
So my teacher for bass and guitar is a guy named JJ Rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's so basically different from the bass guitar and the guitar?
So with the bass guitar, it's kind of easier because most of the time you're just playing like the root notes.
Just a do-dum.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you playing one note at a time.
Okay.
With the guitar, you actually have to know the entire chord.
Okay.
So it's like
Gotcha.
you spreading out instead of just knowing one note to hit. You have to
Right.
know the exact chord. So
Okay.
and then with writing music, you get to feel the whole vibration of the chord itself. So it's easier for me personally to write
Okay.
to the guitar.
Okay. So you're out of school now. So what about your your parents? Are they into music too?
My dad he used to play the trumpet in high school. Well, from Good Hope and in high school, I used to play the trumpet and baritone.
Okay.
Basically, because he played the trumpet and I love the sound of it.
Right.
So he was into music, and my mom is definitely into music. She loves music. I don't think she's the best singer.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, but and karaoke, they could both do the thing. So.
Okay. Mom, forgive him, okay?
For real.
Yeah, man.
So you're out of high school now, and you're on your way. So these bands you mentioned, are they still around, or these were just bands at the time? These were like high school type bands where you guys were just.
Yeah, basically high school. It was basically it started off as we were all students of JJ Rocks.
Okay.
And he basically put his best students together and created a band.
Okay.
And then that evolved into us becoming our own band and finding different musicians around the island to play with.
Okay.
In 2009, I graduated high school, and most of us was graduating high school as well. So everybody kind of separated to go to the States.
Right.
Okay.
So all my bandmates individually, they're all doing their own thing musically.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good to see that we didn't all just
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So right now, are you in a band, or are you just doing your own thing right now?
So right now I am a solo artist.
Oh.
So I mainly do my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's that experience been for you?
It's been something I had to grow into because it's much more fun than playing with a band
Okay.
because you have you have different vibes you get to play off of, and it's really fun playing with, like, as a team in a
Right.
sense. With as your own artist, I kind of have to create the full vibe, but it's a give and take too, because now I have control of the full, like, exactly what I want to express. I can express it to the best of my ability by myself.
But the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a give and take.
Okay. So I mean, do you like? I mean, you know, I guess monetarily, I guess it's a little better to be a solo artist.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say that because there's only one name the check goes into. So that
you don't have bust it down 5 ways, 6 ways.
the confusion of who gets what and
Right,
it's
percentage of this. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get everything. You did the work.
Yeah,
Okay.
But definitely playing in a band is a better, way better experience.
Yeah.
So for you now, as you're going through this here with your and your journey,
Mhm.
would you stay on this path, or would you eventually see yourself getting together with an ex crew, or brothers or sisters, and doing something else down the road, or just continue on this path where you at right now?
Definitely, I would like. Well, as a solo artist, I would definitely would love to have a backup band with me.
Right.
So that's something I see in my future. But as for right now, as I'm building myself as an artist,
Mhm.
for right now I'm basically staying by myself, but not for too long.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I want to ask you too. So as you play all these instruments, so when you make a song,
Mhm.
are you playing all the instruments for that song?
Yeah, so one example is a very popular song after the hurricane, which is Caribbean Strong, which I wrote, produced, and sung
Yes,
all by myself. So
big ups.
yeah,
Yeah, that
So-
song have been blazing the airwaves, man.
yeah, it really
Yeah.
blew up. I mean, a funny thing about that song is, if we all remember the Mercy Cruise.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was one of the people on the first page of the Mercy Cruise list, right? And so was a few other of my family members. And when Hurricane Irma hit is when I started to write the song, because the inspiration truly came from, you know how fast Facebook is.
Yes.
So I have a lot of friends in St. Thomas, and St. Thomas got the eye of the storm over there. So
Right.
I was seeing live video and pictures, and it was really depressing to me. And I knew that not just the Virgin Islands, but every island that was affected needed a reminder that they were still strong.
Yes.
So I started writing a song after Irma, and I finished with all the lyrics,
Mm.
and then it was time to record. And guess what happened? Maria come true.
Yeah, St. Croix. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to make some revisions to the song, but I was still able to record it in my little home studio,
Right.
running a generator. It was so much
Creative. You had to be creative.
yeah,
Yes,
because it's
sir.
like, you know how loud a generator
Mhm,
is, and to have that, try to not get that sound in the mic,
Yeah.
it took some doing, but I got it done.
Okay.
And then, but the thing about it was, I was in the process of recording when the Mercy Cruise was here.
Mhm.
So I dropped it was my mom, my grandmother, and her sister to the Mercy Cruise. And I was there, like, I could actually go on a Mercy Cruise, but the only reason I stayed on St. Croix is because that song was not finished.
Okay.
So I stayed here, finished the song, and then I released it, and
It's history.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you said it's history. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's your first song? That's your first song that you've it's playing on a radio station?
Yeah, so that's my first release song as an artist.
Okay.
But you're done right already, and
Yeah. I've been writing before.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So are you playing? Are you hip hop, R&B, jazz? You know, what's your genre that you?
I'm really inspired by all. I mean, it's kind of funny because I try not to let genre box me in. Whatever I'm feeling at the time, whatever I guess we could say genre, I could use the best.
To express what you need to express.
Exactly,
Yes,
I
sir.
would use that. But I mean, growing up in the Virgin Islands too, on the radio, you would hear a pop song, then you would hear a calypso song,
Yeah.
straight into an
R&B.
R&B. Yeah, so it's all over the place.
Yes,
so
yes.
I mean, I was inspired by all of that. But on Google, they classify me as a folk artist. But I think that's mainly because of the acoustic guitar.
Acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's what they label. That's the genre they put you in.
Yeah.
Okay, were you okay with that?
Like I said, I'm not too.
You don't want to be boxed in.
Yeah. I'm not too caught up with the genre, but as I guess they categorize Caribbean strong as folk.
Okay.
But I mean, I've heard people categorize it like there's definitely a reggae influence within it.
Right.
But when I was making the song, it wasn't like, all right, let me make a reggae song. Let me make a folk song. It was just, let me
doing
make
a
this
song.
song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay.
So you have any preference of music, or just when it hits you just move it wherever space of mind you're there in at that time?
Yeah, whatever space of mine. It's really the easiest, because in like if we was to put on like R&B, there's a lot of things that you could easily express in R&B music that would be hard to express in, let's say, like hardcore reggae music.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have you done any traveling?
Yeah. Well, for college, of course. So I mean, I didn't finish my story. So like after after high school, I graduated. I went to Tallahassee Community College in Tallahassee, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for about 3 years, and then I transferred to Barry University in Miami.
Okay.
While I was at Barry University, I was a full-time student there, and then I got a job as a wire technician at AT&T.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the IT kind of came in. So I was
Okay.
studying IT. So that time period, it was 3 years, but I was a full-time employee and a full-time student.
Okay.
So I was basically living underneath a rock because I couldn't keep up with conversation of the day-to-day because it was just work.
Move to
Yeah.
And then I had
Go
to
to
drive
school.
about an hour to go to class, and then an hour back
Back
to
home.
go back home to sleep to repeat
Start
the
our
whole
own thing.
Do
Yeah.
it all over
Yes,
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
It definitely taught me a lot about time management and the things I could accomplish, because it was really crazy hard, because with AT&T the overtime hours are mandatory. So there was so many times like I was late for class and I was tired, or like as a wire technician I have to like crawl through the bush and crawl through attics.
Yes, sir.
So there was enough times I went to class and I was like
Dirty
covered in
and
mud.
and-
Everybody watching me coming in late, like, whoa. Yeah. So it was definitely an experience. Definitely an experience.
Yeah. So any when you were in college, did you just stumble across doing IT, or how did that kind of come out? Did you have an opportunity to go take some kind of music education?
Well, I mean, I kind of wanted to study music at first, but I mean, IT has always been something I guess as a millennial, is something like you just growed up
Yes.
doing. So my mom she's into IT, definitely.
Okay.
So, and a lot of the times I was like at her job and seeing what she's doing. So like a lot of things just clicked to me because I was basically around it all
Yeah,
the
you're
time.
kind of
so.
involved. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I did some internships here with a company working with all the schools in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
So as far as like we were their ISP, so as far as like fixing cable and managing different networks and stuff.
Right.
So
Okay.
I was already in the field, so it was like a easy.
Yeah.
Fit
Yeah.
field.
Fit to continue on.
Yes, sir.
But so you finished college, but now you're sort of back into the music scene.
Yeah, so I finished college, I think it was like 2015, 2016. And then I continued working at AT&T for about a year and a half. And then during those 3 years, like I knew I wanted to move back home to pursue my dreams. Like even though I was in college, that was kind of my plan B in a
Okay.
sense. My plan A was always music because that's my true passion. So during that time, I was just saving my money because I knew I was about to make this journey sooner or later.
Right.
In December 2016 is when I decided to quit my job
Okay.
and take the leap of faith of moving back home to pursue my dreams.
Okay.
So,
And that was to just take on the music now.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So did you do any of the music in college? I mean, did you do any gigs to make any money? You know.
No, not in college. What I was doing in college was basically that's when I was like confident enough to play my guitar in front of people.
Okay.
So what I started doing was I was starting to do cover songs, like popular, like old VI cover songs.
Yes.
And I post them on Facebook.
Okay.
So after a while, people was like, "Oh, you can sing,"
Yeah.
and I noticed people liked it, so I continued doing it, and it just built my confidence and built my my
Yes,
skill
sir.
levels. So.
Yeah. So you're one of those guys that sort of took off from social media.
Definitely. That
Okay.
was because I have a lot of friends on like Facebook that they knew like I could sing. They always thought I was like in a jazz band. I used to play on a corner and jump up or whatnot. So they would come by, hail me up, and then
Move
keep
on.
going.
Yes,
But it was I guess what Facebook is like when you have a video, it's like you have no
'Cause
reason. You have like
he's right there, direct.
Yeah.
Yes,
you have their
yes.
attention, so
Yes.
it was easier to
Yeah.
showcase myself.
So you talk about when you were able to sort of build up your confidence being in front of people. So I mean, what was that like? I mean, were you scared, or how did that?
Well, being that I was playing in a band in high school, it wasn't that bad actually playing the instrument. Where I became nervous was singing.
Oh,
Because-
okay.
How you think the crowd would react to you?
Well, in that, because it's like when you performing, they're watching everybody, but their eyes are mainly focused on the singer. So I'm in the corner doing
The
my
right
thing,
thing.
and the singer getting all the attention. But when you start to singing, everybody
The
just
light is on you now.
yeah, everybody,
Yes.
all the eyes are on you. So it's like wow.
You remember when you first like broke out of that?
Well, so with the first band I was in, we were actually singing backups, and I never forget this story. So even in practice, we were like so nervous. So it was time for us to sing the backup parts, right? And the time came, and both of us just look at each other, me and the guitarist, and like it was just dead silence. So that was a really funny moment. But it's just after a while, you basically love music so much that the idea of somebody just watching you while you're doing something you love, it doesn't affect you that much.
Okay.
So it takes time. It does take time.
So your parents didn't tell you to think that everybody out there is like in pajamas or something.
I mean, they were the most
Some
supportive
trick-
one. So
Some
it's like
tricks to getting over that.
that's definitely a way. That's definitely a way. Another way is basically like taking a quick 10 seconds just to breathe, just so you can slow down your heart rate a little bit, so you're not so nervous before you start to sing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Any young person coming up now and want to get into this business, what would you say to them?
definitely practice. That's one thing.
How many hours a day do you practice?
When I first started, I used to basically like lock myself in my room. So it would be like after I was finished my homework, it would be like up until bedtime. So it'll be anywhere between 2 to 3 hours.
Okay. So you're just playing the guitar, or
Mhm.
just practicing different routines and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like you're just playing until you're frustrated. Because with the guitar, it's really unforgiving.
Okay.
If you did not practice, it's not going to help you sound good.
Yeah.
So basically what I did was I would practice up until I was frustrated. Then I would take a break from it, come back the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it would always just be so much easier than the
Okay.
day before. So
Okay.
I'd say practice. And then the second thing is definitely a big confidence builder is like actually seeing the example of somebody doing what it is you want to do.
Mhm.
So I'd say like, especially with technology nowadays, you can find anything on YouTube.
Of course.
So if you could find like a artist or like a little mentor for yourself just to follow, there's tons of video explaining the music business, how to not be nervous on stage and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
definitely use YouTube for that reason,
Yeah.
I'd say.
So let me ask you too about. So you start out with the bass. Who are some people that like famous bass players that maybe you admired?
Up to this day, Sting of the Police.
Okay.
Mainly because he was I always wanted to sing, and he was one of the only bass players at the time that I noticed that he was the lead singer of the Police.
Okay.
So he was a huge influence on me, because it's like, if he could do it, I could do it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
I mean, mainly you would see main singers would usually be like either pianist or guitarist,
Mhm.
but not really bass
Bass.
players. So
Not bass players. Okay.
I gravitated to him very quickly.
and what about the guitar? Who's like
The guitar was this guy his name is Michael Passenger. I think he's from Australia. He's the guy that sang the on and on and on and running low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Never heard that song?
No, I can't.
was-
I can't say that I have.
It was a really popular song in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, and his story gravitated to me too, because he was he basically took the leap of faith to become a musician, but he was one of those guys who used to play like on the side of the street.
Okay.
So he used to carry his guitar, pick a street, play, get
Just
some
play-
tips,
yes,
and then
You ever done that?
I've done that once or twice. But the weird thing about being in a band with St. Croix, I was able to build a relationship with different people, so I always know how to, like, who to talk to get a gig. In a sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
But then, yeah, I mean, at the time, like, when I was working AT&T too, I didn't really need to play 4 tips because I was...
Yeah, you were making some money.
Yeah.
I got it.
So I stuck to Facebook.
Okay. So you're back here in St. Croix now, and so do you have an album out? Do you have any singles out other than this Caribbean Strong?
So 2 singles are out currently. So Caribbean Strong was my first release as an artist, and then my second single is with Junior P.
Yes,
Okay.
It's a reggae song that's called "Spread Love."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So that's on the radio now too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta make note of that. Okay.
And then the album is definitely in the works.
Okay.
Definitely in the works. So 3 weeks ago, I want to say it was 3 weeks ago, I joined a singing artist competition in Miami, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually won second place of that. And
okay.
my prize for winning second place is basically being able to perform at another tour like that, but in a different area. So not Miami. I could choose like Orlando or an entirely different state.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then came back to St. Croix after that, and then I left a week later to go see. I don't know if you guys know J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole?
Yeah.
We in Miami. It was his first the first date for his concert.
Okay.
So that's one of my favorite rappers currently.
Yes.
So it was truly inspirational to see. It was a great show.
You met him?
No, I was a little fire.
Okay.
Okay.
He was right around the corner there.
Hopefully, you hear me screaming like yeah. But the show, it was crazy because it's like it was in the Miami Heat Stadium.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and
So you had a big crowd.
yeah, it was a huge crowd.
Wow.
Huge crowd.
Okay.
Even like Will Smith came on stage and started rapping. But that's a whole different story. It was it was an amazing concert. But what I really drew from that is because I play at different venues here. I've played at Carambola. I've played at the Lamppost and Buccaneer.
Okay.
They're mainly like small, intimate venues.
Right.
Yes.
But what I grabbed from that is like, even though it was so many people in that arena, it still felt like he was rapping to you. So that's something I strive to do as an artist. So it felt like it was just a few people. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that was truly inspirational.
So how did you get that first link up with the first show? I mean, did you have to audition or did you have to maybe do an essay or something?
So basically, I was doing kind of like now my social media is to a point where if you go on there, you'll know, okay, this is an artist.
Okay.
So I built it up to that point, and this year, what I really wanted to do was branch out my vibes a little bit broader to build my fan base. So what I was doing, I was applying to music festivals around the U.S.
Okay.
And that was the first one that got back to me. Like an agent hit me up, like he was like, "Yeah, I really think your music could fit this showcase that we're doing. So
okay.
you should look into this." So looked into it. It seemed to be a good opportunity, and I got second place.
Okay.
And what was cool about that was the showcase itself was about 95% hip hop.
Okay.
So
okay.
the fact that my vibe still stand
right
within that group
Yeah.
was a blessing to me, because it's like, all right, so now I know this is really passable.
Yes.
And what I have is really special because everybody really came there for hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
You did a very nice. I mean, very strong. The Caribbean strong, nice.
yeah, Caribbean strong. So I did that. I had a 10-minute performance. So I performed about 4 songs.
Okay.
So I performed the first 3 on my guitar, and then I performed the full Caribbean strong using my performance track.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
But you can find that on my Facebook. I was on Facebook Live for that whole
really?
performance.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the second show with J. Cole. So where was it? So the first one was in Miami too?
The first one is in Coral Gables, which is basically
south,
Miami.
south a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was where?
In is it the Gardens? It's like
That's
Miami. Where's
The Miami that he plays. Yes,
Yeah.
that's downtown Miami.
Heat
yeah.
Stadium? Yeah,
Yeah. So that, was that place packed?
that place was packed. I mean, J. Cole is. I mean, I might sound a little biased, but I mean, he's really my favorite hip hop artist, just because I'm really big on content.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to a song, I want to like experience
Yeah.
a story.
Yeah.
Not
And
just
he does that real well.
Yeah.
With hip hop music.
Yeah, and then to hear him perform it live, is so much better.
Yeah.
And he actually has a live band, which I appreciate him, because
Okay.
a lot of hip hop artists, they usually run their song in the background and sing over it.
Yeah.
Right.
But with him having a live
Live
band,
band.
Yeah.
it adds so much.
Yeah.
like,
Live music is the best.
yes,
Is the best. for
agreed,
sure.
agreed.
Yeah. So you mean you must have had a high
It was
to no end.
I mean, I was so inspired after, because it's like I decided like after those 2 trips to Miami is when I have like a break now. I mean, I still have gigs around the island, but I have a solid break where I could sit home and start structuring out the new music that I'm gonna create and start recording some of the songs I already wrote.
Right.
Okay.
So to come home, to go to that concert and now to be able to work on my album, I was like, I'm so inspired
Yeah.
to push forward. So
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good vibe. That's sort of a good way to sort of end, being there and then coming
Yeah.
here and just continuing on. So you're gonna do a full 10, 12 songs, or just the thing now is these guys do these 5 or 6 songs.
yeah, I mean, what's kind of interesting is like if for your album to be considered an album, as far as like the Grammys is concerned, 5 songs is all that's required.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no need to. I mean, back in the day, like albums used to be
12.
12 to 18. Like you would have an hour to 2 hours of song to listen to, but I'm not set on a number. I just know that I want to combine a respectable amount of songs and not make it just songs that kind of vibe off of each other.
Yeah.
And if it happens to be 15 songs, then so be it. If it happens to be 8, then so be it. I wouldn't want to draw away from the original vibe of the project just to say I have 15 songs on the album.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For your first album out, would you work with any artists, or you just put these songs by yourself? You just do these tunes by yourself?
No collabos.
Well, so all the songs I've written that are finished right now is like all me.
Okay.
All me. If I was to work with another artist, it would be a song that we come up together.
Okay.
Definitely. So I'm not sure if I'm not too sure, because I have a lot of songs that are already done that is like the length of an album already.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know if I would have a feature on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to do like a feature, it may be like a single, not necessarily part of the album
Right.
itself. But I ain't really fully work out that part yet.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So you were saying that you're a full-time artist. So so I mean, talk to us a little bit about making that move, and then so you're doing everything. So you're independent. You're not on any label.
No.
So I mean, so you
Pushing
really
out your
grind.
music,
You're really
you're pushing out
grinding.
your music yourself.
Definitely.
You're doing
Yeah.
every engineering, your sounds.
the marketing, and all. So talk to us a little about that, because that's that's
And how that experience has been so far.
So the move here, it was really a leap of faith. What's crazy? It takes so much money to move, and you don't really realize it until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I saved enough, and then I found out how much it was to ship my car over. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And then when most of my stuff came on VI Cargo, and when they hit me that price, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I might have to come back in 2 weeks. Let's hold my stuff. I'll be back. But the whole leap of faith, it's something I knew I really, really wanted to do, and I have a group of friends that are really we motivate each other. So it was easy for me because I knew like they had their best interest in me,
Right.
and vice versa, and them giving me like little pep talks and whatnot. It wasn't that difficult. So I mean, if you have like a good set of people around you,
Yeah.
making a big jump like that, having loved ones supporting you is like
Yeah.
you always have that extra push.
Right.
But a lot of people was asking me why would I move home to pursue a music career when I'm already in the States where
Yeah.
all the mainstream artists was. And I mean, my basic answer to that was because I was coming home to pursue music and basically get gigs around the island to support myself in a sense.
Yes.
Coming home was the best option for me
Okay.
because I mean, most of us that's from St. Croix know that once we here, we never hungry on St. Croix.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If
For
we-
sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
you have so much family members that would look out for you, and I mean, and if it gets that rough,
You go bush.
exactly. Yeah, man, go tree, get
You
carrot
go
tree.
bush. Yeah, you know what I mean? In America, you can't go nothing to pick. Everything you have to go in the store.
Exactly.
Feel you, man. Yes, sir.
And then
Yes,
St.
sir.
Croix by itself, being born and raised here, is just a vibe on the island that's continuous. That's inspirational to me. So it's,
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard for me to make that decision to move
Okay.
home. Per
So I
se.
mean, you think in the future you would go up?
I would definitely travel. Because I mean, my goal really is to be a touring artist.
I got you.
So, I mean, St. Croix is paradise to me.
Yes.
So if this is like my home base, then I wouldn't mind touring and then coming back
Back,
to
yes,
coming
back
back
and
to the
forth.
beach and
Yeah. So you're your own manager. You're your own marketing specialist. So you're doing it all basically. Or do you have a manager?
I do have. I don't. Well, yeah, I have a manager. I have like two managers, which is basically my dad and my cousin.
Okay.
And I think you interviewed my cousin a few months ago with KGP Virgin Islands.
Yes.
If you remember that.
Yes.
So I'm
Okay.
also a part of that group.
Okay.
So KGP Virgin Islands is basically a marketing firm.
Yes. Yes.
So as far as my marketing, we're all
Tied in.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
it's all that team working together, and we will all do our own research separately and come together and
Yes.
debrief and give each other ideas for their pages and whatnot. So
Okay.
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 Yeah,
That's
man,
what
that's
I'm
a good
working.
thing, man. That's a good thing because it's good to see that everybody could come together and make everybody eat and put the thing out.
definitely,
You
and then
understand?
having such great team members that push each other.
Yeah.
Like there's been times where I probably didn't post in like 2.5 weeks. Somebody hit me up like, "Hey, what going on?"
Yeah.
Oh,
You slip in, you
yeah,
fall in.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And that's
Yes,
exactly
sir.
what you need.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly what you need.
So talk about this song with Junior P. How'd that whole thing come about?
The funny thing about that song was this song was really the song that was supposed to be released first.
Okay.
So this song was, I'd say, mostly completed 2 weeks before Irma, and then I had to take a trip to Miami.
Mhm.
Before then, when I came back, 3 days, I was talking to Junior P, and he was like, "You see, we have company coming." I was like, "Yeah." So he was like, "We'll have to wait until after that
Okay.
to basically record the song."
Mm.
So after Irma hit, a lot of people didn't have power, and where we were recording was at Junior P studio.
Mm.
So that kind of stalled the project, and then Maria came and kind of destroyed most of his studio.
Okay. Wow.
So that's what made this song come out so much further.
Okay.
But the meaning and reason behind that song was, it was I can't remember the month right now, but there was a time where there was a search party going around looking for the young lady and her 2 kids,
Yes.
and there was such a low energy on St. Croix, and that basically inspired me, kind of like in Caribbean Strong. I kind of work on basically current events.
Right.
So basically, this song talks about, one of my favorite lines in the song is how it starts is basically, you can't spell community without unity. And seeing the community come together with such love to look for these missing people was inspirational because it's like, we still in this together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of the it's like the good thing that comes from bad events
Yeah.
is that you get to see people coming together.
Coming together. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
spread love is basically
Is it sort of like a reggae vibe or?
yeah, that one's reggae.
Okay.
That one's reggae.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's reggae.
All right. So we got to big up Junior P, man. Just so I'm just the other day there. So I guess tonight is Gyasi. He is Virgin Island artist, right? Is sort of the title that you would claim.
Yeah. Well, I'd say an artist from the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, my goal was never to really be a St. Croix artist or Virgin Islands artist. Meaning, I wouldn't just want to. What's the word? I wouldn't just want to have my music affect people in the Virgin Islands,
Yes.
but worldwide.
But worldwide.
So
okay.
that's the way I think. But definitely an artist from the Virgin Islands. Banana
Okay.
raise, yeah.
Banya.
Yeah.
Right here,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So I guess tonight is Gyasi. He plays the guitar. I know she brought your guitar with you. You know.
Yeah, I always have it with me.
You always have with you. Yeah. Next time we'll have to set you up where you can strum a few strings for us. You know.
Mm.
So how can everybody get a hold of you on social media?
Social media. So my name is Gyasi Clarke. That's my artist name. So that's Gyasi Clarke with a E. I'm the only one in the world. So if you Google me, you'll find me.
Okay.
So
I like that. I like that.
that'll connect you to my my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my Facebook page, and on my Facebook page, especially, I'm always posting where I'm playing next.
Okay.
And
Okay.
my future events. So like for right now, every Friday from 7 to 11, I'm at the Buccaneer Hotel
Okay.
for
Okay.
dinner on the terrace.
Right.
So that's where I play.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've said you've played some other places too.
Yeah, I started off playing. So when I first moved back home, as a guitarist, I wasn't that strong yet to like perform like a whole set
Right.
in a sense. So most of my confidence came from playing in the lamppost alongside Ronnie Benjamin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that was really like an experimental and growing experience for me as an
Right,
artist.
right.
So
Okay.
after playing there, I was able to grab a gig at the Carambola
Yes.
Hotel. After the hurricane, they kind of slowed down with things, and then I picked up at the Buccaneer
Okay.
and a few other places that's not coming to mind right,
Right
now.
now.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the band itself, we were playing like all over. We were in the casino a lot of the times,
Oh, really?
playing
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
And then a new venue that I'm going to be playing on Sunday from 2 to 5 is Leatherback Brewery.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that at?
We're probably located.
It's you know how we to give directions. That's great. So when you're going west on the highway, there's that stoplight right after the airport road. If you make a right, you could go into the DMV.
right.
Yeah.
Or if you
Yes.
make a left, you go into the industrial
Go
park.
park.
Yes.
Right.
It's inside there.
It's in the industrial park
In the
area.
industrial park. Okay.
So when you make the left, you'll see the sign. When you make the left on the right,
Yeah.
and it'll direct you.
to how to get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's pretty
Okay.
easy. That's pretty
Yes.
easy.
Okay.
Really cool place. Really,
Okay.
really cool
Right.
place.
Okay.
All right, man. So I guess tonight is Gyasi. Plays the guitar and he sings. He's got 2 songs out now: Caribbean Strong and Spread Love.
Yeah.
The working
Spread love.
man, just making
Featuring
the
Junior
music.
P.
You understand?
With
yeah.
himself and Junior P. And he said a CD, a disc of 1 to 12 songs is forthcoming.
Bueno number.
He's like, what? I like that. I like that. Yes.
So
Yes,
can you
yes.
say when? This year, next year?
I could definitely say 2019.
Okay.
But probably next week, later on this week is when I'm gonna be starting the recording process. Of everything. So
Okay. So you have a home studio, right?
yeah,
Is it that's all fully operational and everything is secure and all that? Okay.
yeah. That's the beauty of. I was talking to some older musician. He was telling me like he remembers when they had to fly to Puerto Rico just to record
For
a
the
song,
yes,
and then come back and then wait for it
Yeah.
for like a month or two just to
Yeah.
get pressed into like, tape.
Yeah.
See the road we trod. See the
Yeah.
road we trod.
And then in this day and age, you can make a song tonight and post it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
So
Yeah. And is that what you do? I mean, because a lot of people sort of get their fame. But is that what you're doing too?
as far you mean like posting music online?
Yeah.
So I mean, Caribbean Strong is on all music media platforms.
Okay.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal.
Okay.
You could even Shazam it and it'll pop up.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that's definitely the way of the time right now
Yeah.
because mass producing music on CDs could be very expensive.
Yeah.
When you think about the CD itself and then trucking those discs to different.
Yeah.
To door to door
Yeah.
to door.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, it's almost the cost is less than half when
Yeah.
you're doing streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, what about the song Junior P? Is that on iTunes as well?
that's about to be on iTunes.
Okay.
That's about to be on iTunes really soon.
Okay.
For right now, it's on the radio. It's on the
Right.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear it. We're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. So our guest tonight is Gyasi. He's an artist from the Virgin Islands,
Singer songwriter from St. Croix.
from St. Croix, man,
Yeah.
Virgin Islands.
Born and raised, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Want to give him a quick shout out, man. Thanks for coming through and blessing us with your life story, man. You're young, and I guess
Yeah.
you got a long way to go. Just continue making good music, and hopefully everybody will come out and check you out. Any travel plans you got lined up?
Like I said, from that competition, what I won was another opportunity to perform at another showcase.
Okay.
So sometime this year, they maybe in September or November,
Okay.
but sometime later this year I'll be
Yes,
going
sir.
in the States
Okay.
to perform again. So
Okay. All right. That's good, man.
I'll
That's
definitely post that when I'm doing that because
Yeah.
I'll be on Facebook Live again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. So we'll leave it at that. Soup, any final words, man?
GRC, continue doing what you're doing. It's a pleasure to meet the eye and just stay focused. As the far I live, one perfect love.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Yes,
One
sir.
perfect love is our prayers and His blessings. When you put it all together, you get one perfect love, man. So on that note, we're out. We'll see you guys here tomorrow, Wednesday. We got another fun show lined up. We're out. Peace.